Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jackson Pugh along with my broadcast partner, Rodrigo Aviles, and it's a beautiful afternoon for some softball. We got the Virginia Tech Hokies taking on the Louisville Cardinals. Virginia Tech coming into this game at 28-5. Louisville coming in 22-10, but Louisville was able to pick up the win last night.
Yes, they were, Jackson, and it was a disappointing result for the Hokies. It ended their 11-game win streak, but you can win all of them. So here, last night Eberle was pitching. Tonight we'll have Keely Rochard, two-time ACC Pitcher of the Week. We'll see how she does today.
Yeah, she's had an excellent season coming off a 13 strikeout performance against Pittsburgh. We'll get you the starting lineups for tonight, for this afternoon's game. Not tonight. Last night was tonight.
Okay, at catcher we have Lauder.
For Virginia Tech.
Pitching we have Keely Rochard. First baseman Slaw. At second base, Bailey. Shortstop, we have Caitlin Nolan. At third base, we will have Kelsey Bennett. Right field, Al Velasquez. Center field, Darby Troll. And in left field, we will have Emma Strouth. For Louisville, almost the same lineup as last night. We have Chung as the catcher. Megan Hensley pitching. First baseman, we will have Kira Snyder. Second base, we have Newman. Shortstop, Ferguson. Third base, Melton. Right field, Schindler. In the center field, we have Celine Funk. And in left field, we have Charlie Butler.
All right, those are our lineups for today. We're about ready to go. Rochard with the first pitch. Bunt shown. That one fouled away. And up to bat first for Louisville. It's the center fielder Celine Funk, the junior, batting .360 on the year. One thing about this Louisville team, they know how to steal bases. They are very fast. They were certainly pesky in the first inning yesterday. Got a couple of infield singles and were able to get 3 runs in the first inning, and that was pivotal to their victory.
Of course, Jackson. Oh,
there's
that's
a line
big
drive
hit
center
down
field. It's going to be caught. Nice catch there. Well played by the center fielder, Darby Troll, and there's one gone.
As you were saying, Jackson, earlier, this Louisville team, they're very good at a small ball. That was a great hit from Funk, but Troll was right in the right position to catch it.
And now up to bats the third baseman, Sydney Melton, a senior, batting .320 on the year. Rochard winds up. That pitch just outside for a ball to count 1-0. Rochard a little bit of a slower pace than Eberle last night. Eberle was working very quickly. Eberle did a good job in the middle of her pitching outing. Struggled a little bit in the first inning, then had 3 or 4 very high-quality innings. But then she completed the start. Louisville got to her a little bit late. Second pitch. That one in there for a strike on the outside part of the plate. The count now 1-1 here on Melton.
Season 22 RBIs for Melton with a batting average of, 320, so that's also very good.
Right, this is a very good lineup for Louisville, especially at the top. 4 of the first 5 batters today batting over 300 on the season. That pitch just missed outside. The count now 2-1. 1 out here in the top of the first, nobody on. Still scoreless. Keely Rochard, a sophomore out of Williamsburg, Virginia. As we mentioned, won National Pitcher of the Week twice so far this year. The pitch swinging a line drive foul behind home plate. That's going to make it 2-2. And Rochard's been really, really good in her last 3 starts. 17 innings pitched, only 2 earned runs, 33 strikeouts. That means 11 strikeouts per game in these last 3, including 13 against Pitt in her last start.
Yep, she's doing very well considering she's going against Melton, a 2018 All-ACC first team, hitting about, as I said earlier, about 320. She has that almost Japanese style where she runs up and tries to get a hit, almost like the famed Ichiro Suzuki. What a career he had.
Right, yeah, just retired. Meanwhile, that pitch just outside. The count now 3-2. 3-2-1. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Nobody on. Louisville trying to get a base runner. Rochard winds up. Here's the pitch. Line drive foul. Right now, Melton doing a good job staying alive, trying to run up Rochard's pitch count very early. Sometimes, as an offense, when you can't really hit the pitcher, the best thing you can do is just put the ball in play. Just get the bat on the ball, run up the pitch count, knock them out early.
And that is something Louisville has done with great precision last game and throughout their whole season.
The 3-2. The payoff pitch. Swing a line drive left center field. This one looks like trouble. It's going to get down into the gap and all the way to the wall. Melton has some good speed. She gets over to second base. It's a one-out double for Cindy Melton. And now here comes the heart of the Louisville order, Megan Hensley, the pitcher today, coming up.
You know, Megan Hensley's so talented, not only on the mound, but also at bat. You know, she can pitch, but she can also hit.
One of the most valuable players in the ACC conference since she's so good at both pitching and hitting.
The senior out of Ashland, Kentucky. Rochard readying up the pitch.
That pitch is outside for a ball. The count 1-0. It's going to be important today for Hensley to get, for both Hensley and Rochard to get ahead in the count. Rochard's been terrific striking out batters. 118 strikeouts on the season, 29 walks. That's an excellent ratio.
Yes, of course. And, you know, she can pitch and she can also hit. She has about a season high of 3 hits against Mercer not so long ago in the beginning of March.
That pitch is in there for a strike on the inside part of the plate. The count now 1-1. Runner on second with 1 out. We're still scoreless. And Melton not taking a very big lead at second base. That pitch in there for a strike, swing and a miss. And that's going to make the count 1-2.
Hensley last night, of course, was at bat 4 times, getting 1 hit and 1 RBI. We'll see how she does today.
A slight breeze blowing into left field, kind of coming off and on. Here's the 1-2. That pitch is just inside. Some oohs and ahs in the crowd. That was a close one. Now 2-2.
It is a beautiful day here at Tech Softball Park. The stadium almost in full capacity. Very lively crowd. It should be a fun game today.
Yep. Yeah, I know the crowd really filled up. They came here to watch their Hokies on a Saturday afternoon. Virginia Tech having a great season at 28-5 and still first in the division. The pitch, and that's a beanball. It hit Megan Hensley. It was a breaking ball that hit her in the shoulder. So she trots over to first base, and that's going to bring up Caitlin Ferguson, a junior, batting .268 on the season. Runners on first and second with 1 out. Louisville, for the second game in a row, looking to strike first in the first inning. Here's the pitch. Winging a foul ball into the netting right behind, and the count now 0-1. So checking up on those standings, Louisville right now 4-3 in the conference. They're a couple of games behind Florida State, who's having a terrific season at 33-3. But Louisville, with a few wins here this weekend, they could make a strong case for the NCAA tournament. There's a fly ball into center field. That one's actually going to be caught by the second baseman, Bailey. A fly out, F4, and there's 2 gone. Runners stay on first and second.
Yep.
And now that's going to bring up the catcher for Louisville, Rebecca Chung, only a freshman, batting .368 on the season. A lot of good young players in this game today. A lot of underclassmen on both sides, especially for Virginia Tech. Six underclassmen in the starting lineup for Louisville today, 7 for VT. And now here's Chung. The pitch, swing and a miss. That was a big rip, and she swung right through it. The count 0-1. Rochard really has good action on her pitches. You notice, like, her breaking ball really drops off the table, and right now the hitters are having a hard time picking it up.
Yep. You know, Chung starting her 27th game, excuse me. She's played 29 games as a catcher. As the ball pops
fly
up.
Ball into foul territory. That one's going to be just off the wall for a foul ball. And that's going to make the count 0-2. Close play there from Slaw at first, trying to make the catch, but that was going to be a tough one.
Yeah, Rebecca Chung, very talented for a freshman. She went 2 for 2 with 3 RBIs and a 21 1 win over Morehead State on the 12th of March. She hit a 2-run double in a 14-1 victory over Michigan State earlier in March as well.
A political science major from Torrance, California, going all the way out to Louisville, Kentucky. That pitch is just inside for a ball. The count now 1-2. Rochard trying to escape an early jam. Runners on first and second with 2 outs. Still scoreless here in the opening frame. Well, it's interesting Chung decided to come all the way out to Louisville. It shows you how good the ACC is becoming at softball. That pitch is just inside for a ball, and that's going to make the count now 2-2. 2 runners on, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The Deuces loading up the scoreboard.
You know, Louisville, a very popular school with their sports program. Their basketball team was great a few years back. And it was heartbreaking for many Hokies actually last night as the
swing and a miss on a pitch upstairs. She chased some cheddar. And that'll take us to the bottom of the first. So Keely Rochard gives up a double, but she escapes the jam, and we'll be back for the bottom of the first. You're listening to 304 Sports here at Tech Softball Park in Blacksburg, Virginia. We'll be right back. Welcome back here to Blacksburg, Virginia. No balls, 1 strike here on Velasquez, and pitching today for Louisville is the same person who pitched yesterday, Megan Hensley. Hensley with a pitch and a foul ball, and the count now 0-2. Velasquez, it looked like she tried to get a running start on that one. Try to hit the ball.
Yeah, you know, Hensley is a great pitcher. You know, a season high of 10 strikeouts last month in February was a great game for her. Oh,
line drive back up the middle, blocked there by Hensley, and Hensley tosses it over to first, but it's bobbled by the first baseman Snyder. And Al Velasquez is going to be safe. That ball was rocketed right back at Hensley. She did a great job to block it, but then the toss over to first was a little bit late. They're going to rule it a hit for Velasquez, and she'll gladly take it. And now here comes Darby Troll up for Virginia Tech, and she's one of the best hitters in the ACC. Only a sophomore, batting .451 on the season. And that's the highest, second highest batting average in this lineup here today. And that first pitch is in there for a strike, and the count 0-1. Darby Troll, a sophomore from Fort Mill, South Carolina. 4-time 4A All-Region in the state. That's a state where there's a lot of impressive baseball and softball players. There's a high fly ball in the center field, looks playable. Funk makes the catch, and there's 1 gone. The runner stays on first. 1 out here in the bottom of the first, still scoreless. And that's going to bring up the 3-hitter, Caitlin Nolan, shortstop number 13, senior from Bennettsville, South Carolina. And this is one of the hottest hitters in the Virginia Tech lineup. 14 RBIs in the last 13 games, and coincidentally, Virginia Tech's won 11 of their last 13, so the way she goes is how this team seems to go.
Yeah, 10 home runs this season for Nolan, and season 33 RBIs for her.
Excellent power numbers. That first pitch was in there for a strike. The count 0-1. Runner on first, 1 out. Here's the pitch from Hensley. That ball's popped up behind home plate. That one looks like it's heading into the crowd and caught by a fine gentleman from Roanoke, Virginia, making the drive all the way to today's game. Looks like it's Alan Hurd, and now the count 0-2. Caitlin Nolan had a 4-28 stretch in February, meaning 4 hits and just 28 at-bats, and that ball also fouled away. Count stays 0-2, and a great one-handed catch there from a woman from Christiansburg, Virginia. And the count still 0-2. Hensley works pretty quickly. Here's the pitch. That pitch high, and the count now 1-2. So Nolan had that 4-for-28 stretch in February, but she's bounced back very nicely, got her batting average back up to 286. It feels like it'll be a matter of time before she gets it above 300.
Yeah, last night Nolan was at bat 3 times.
There's a line drive into center field. That one going up, going back, but it's going to be caught by the warning track by Funk. She gave it a good little ride, but there's 2 gone. Runner stays on first.
Well, she was able to get one hit last night, Nolan, and one RBI. And as for now, she has one hit as well. We'll see if she can get to bat anymore and maybe get some more hits.
And now that's going to bring up the cleanup hitter, Emma Strouth, a senior. Strouth, the left fielder, batting .411 on the season, 7 homers, 42 RBIs. Another one of the best hitters in the ACC. Now Strouth fouls that ball away as it hits the top of the booth. I don't see the ball coming down, so it looks like it's stuck up there. We'll have to go up there and collect us a softball after this game. The count 0-1 here on Strouth. Strouth, the senior from Julian, North Carolina. The pitch, oh man, around the head area. She ducks down and she was hit with a pitch. Hopefully she's okay. Runners now on first and second with 2 outs. Virginia Tech, runners in scoring position. And that's going to bring up the 5-hitter, Kelsey Bennett, a freshman, third baseman. And Bennett yesterday hit a 2-run shot, an absolute blast towards Lane Stadium. And Trey Turner picked up the softball earlier today. He was quite impressed with Kelsey Bennett's power. That pitch in there for a strike, the count 0-1. Well, Virginia Tech football, the spring game getting started very soon. Going to be interesting to see what happens this year.
Bennett with a batting average of .404, 23 RBIs this season, 10 home runs this season. As she continues to, get those good bats in.
No, yeah, this Virginia Tech team hits a lot of home runs. You notice 2 players with over 10 homers, 1 with 7. It's pretty scary for these pitchers to face the middle of this order as that ball is popped up shallow right field side, and that ball is going to be caught by Newman at second base. So Virginia Tech gets a runner in scoring position. They don't capitalize, and we'll head to the top of the second. Rodrigo Aviles will take the call next. You're listening to 304 Sports here at Virginia Tech. We'll be back.
And we are back here at Tech Softball Park. I'm Rodrigo Aviles alongside Jackson Pugh as Rochard prepares her first pitch, and it's a ball. At this point last night, Jackson, the Cardinals were already up 3-1 against the Hokies as we head into the second inning.
Yeah, right. They're just not putting as many balls in play, and if they are, they're not getting it on the ground, and that's what Louisville usually does the best.
Line drive, and it looks like it's a foul ball right over the netting.
Looks like whoever owns that white Mitsubishi over there is going to be in trouble.
At bat right now, we have Kira Snyder, a sophomore, averaging .247 this year. Rochard stepping up. Another hit right over the netting once again and past the left field as a couple kids go to chase the ball.
It's going to be Souvenir City today. A lot of foul balls. You notice that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Louisville was able to run up her pitch count in the first inning. We'll see if they can do it again here. Try to knock her out of the game early because Rochard's been one of the better pitchers in the ACC.
And the catcher drops it. And it's 2 balls, 2 strikes for Rochard.
Yeah, Rochard, a little bit of a slower pace. Takes her time in between pitches, but she's very effective at what she does. Very good breaking ball. Sometimes you'll end up with pitches in the dirt, but other times it turns into a strikeout.
And the ball seems going a little high, and that's ball 3. Snyder 1 home run this season, 15 RBIs.
Pretty strong breeze going out to left field. I'll be interested to see if she slices one that way. It's going to be tricky for the outfielders to play.
The ball goes, and it will be the 3rd ball as Snyder takes a walk to first base. Up next, we have number 18, Cassidy Greenwood, a freshman, averaging .227. As you were saying earlier, Jackson, both of these teams very young with lots of potential going into the future.
Yeah, you look at Virginia Tech, 7 players in their starting lineup, underclassmen, Louisville with 6, so these two teams
and it's a bunt, but that will be a foul ball.
Yeah, Virginia Tech being very conscious of that bunt. That's what Louisville likes to do best. They're second in the league in steals with now 62 on the season. You can see the infielders playing very close to home plate.
We
doing
have
whatever they
Snyder
can
on
to prevent
first.
that bunt.
We'll have to see if she will make a move tonight. Rochard with the pitch, and it's a strike.
And
That's
now
2
it's-
strikes for her.
Now it's going to be hard to bunt because with 2 strikes, you cannot bunt because if you bunt it foul, you're out. It counts as the 3rd strike. So good job here from Rochard getting ahead in the count.
Rochard winds up, and that will be ball 1, a little bit too high out of the strike zone.
One thing's for sure, the first couple of innings, she's getting some early traffic on the base paths. You know, it's always good to work out of jams if you're a pitcher, but it's tough if you're facing one every inning.
The sophomore from Williamsburg with a 3rd strike. And Greenwood will be out. Coming up next, Charlie Butler, another freshman, the left field for Louisville.
That was an excellent pitch there from Rochard. A little bit outside, off speed. That's a tricky one for the hitter to catch up with.
The wind definitely starting to pick up here in Blacksburg.
I know, we got to keep our notes in place. We got to get some paperweights.
Butler trying to go for that bunt once again, but a ball for Rochard.
Yeah, Louisville right now just trying to get a runner in scoring position, trying to get the runner over to second base so that a base hit would probably give Louisville the first run of the game.
Butler at bat, a 4-year starter at Randleman High School in North Carolina, helped their team win back-to-back Pac-6 conference championships. And it's a bunt, and she will be out. Snyder will make it to second.
Yep, that's an effective bunt right there. Gets the runner over in scoring position now with 2 outs, so a base hit likely will bring home the first run of the game.
At bat, we have number 1, Maddie Newman, a sophomore. 4 RBIs this season, 0 home runs. We'll see how she fares today.
They kind of just tossed her into the starting lineup. Only a freshman, but she's made 28 starts this season, so they see great potential with Newman. Very good defense as well at second base.
Rochard with the pitch, and it's a foul ball.
Yeah, Louisville's at their best when they're fouling off pitches. It's frustrating for a pitcher when you have to throw so many just to get 1 out, and then you have to get in softball 21 a game to complete it. If you make the pitcher work for their outs, it's very valuable.
And that will be 1 ball, 1 strike. With 2 outs, Rochard pitching up against Maddie Newman.
You look at Newman, you don't want her to get on base either. 9 steals on the year. Like a lot of players on this team, a lot of speed.
That'll be ball number 2, as the ball went a little bit too high over the strike zone.
Yeah, it looks like right now Rochard and Lauder not on the same page. That's why they're calling this meeting right now. Looked like Rochard was trying to throw the ball a little bit low. Maybe it was a little too much of a junk pitch.
Coach DeMore also coming in, along with the umpire. Perhaps something a little bit more to this discussion than we are seeing. Seems like there might be an injury on Rochard's hand or something that's bothering her.
Yeah, you can tell she signaled for the catcher to come in almost immediately.
Well, it's a beautiful day here at Tech Softball Park. The score is 0-0 at the top of the second inning. Rochard seems to be dealing with something in her hand right now. It looks like a Tech official is looking at it.
Yeah, you wonder if it's a hand issue or an arm issue. We know in baseball, a lot of pitchers suffer shoulder and arm injuries, including the well-known Tommy John surgery that caused Steven Strasburg to miss all of the 2012 season. Probably cost the Nationals the playoffs that year.
Yes, sir, and it looks like the umpires are discussing if there is a switch The Hokies do have Eberle,
It looks
who
like
can replace Rochard.
we got some action going on in the bullpen very quickly.
Rochard, a 4-time All-Conference player, 3-time AAA First-Team All-Region, 3-time AAA First-Team All-State. Very good pitcher for the Hokies. A 2-time ACC Co-Pitcher of the Week. It looks like she might be going out.
Wow.
Well, an unexpected turn here at the top of the second inning.
That might be one of her shortest starts of the season. You know, she pitched 7 innings against Pittsburgh. She went the complete game against Pittsburgh in her last start.
Yes, today 34 pitches for Rochard. 1 hit, 2 strikeouts. She seems like she's still being treated for something. It remains unclear to this moment.
Well, I got to say, I'm impressed with how many people are here today, especially after what happened with the Hokies basketball team last night.
Of course, a very disappointing loss for the Virginia Tech men's basketball team, but it was a great group of young guys, and they set a lot of records for the Hokies. 4th seed in the NCAA in the tournament, the highest in program history. 26 wins in a single season, the highest in program history once again.
Absolutely, they have nothing to hang their hat on. Of course, the fans here are a little bit nervous about Buzz Williams possibly going over to take that Texas A&M job, but nonetheless, he's left the program in very good shape. Tech basketball has recruited very well. They're going to lose some players this year, including Gary Blackshear, Ahmed Hill, Justin Robinson. But what a great group of seniors that was. I think we really need to give a lot of credit to those players.
And it looks like Rochard is all right, and she is back in the mound as the Hokie fans show their support. A practice pitch. Everything seems to be working as she seems to trying to warm up that hand once again.
I guess maybe they had to tape something up. That's kind of what it looked like. I guess she's going to be okay.
It might have been maybe a small cut or something. Another one more pitch.
Well, it'll be interesting to see today, speaking of basketball, how Michigan State matches up against Duke. I think the fact that that's an Elite Eight game is absolutely shocking to me. That feels like it should be a national championship game.
Yeah, a lot of championship contenders this year. As we get back here at Tech Softball Park, Rochard up against Maddie Newman. The count, 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. There's the pitch, and it will be looks like it's another strike, Jackson. The umpire a little bit late with this call there.
And a little bit late. Sometimes the umpires have those delayed reactions. Yesterday they were very delayed.
The umpire here today, Mark Thompson. Another pitch, and she is struck out.
That was a great pitching sequence right there.
Rochard, yes, with a finger taped up, but she is able to pull through with 3 strikeouts as the Louisville offense prepares to come on. Megan Hensley warming up. This is Rodrigo Aviles here with Jackson Pugh, 3304 Sports, and we will be right back. And we are back here at Tech Softball Park. A beautiful day here in Blacksburg, 72 degrees, as the Virginia Tech Hokies take on the Louisville Cardinals. Bailey up to bat for the Hokies. 5 home runs this season, 14 RBIs. First pitch, and it is 1 strike. Megan Hensley pitching for the Louisville Cardinals today.
Well, speaking of Jamie Bailey, she hit an absolute blast yesterday out to left field towards Lane Stadium. She's been absolutely terrific this season, being .378.
The count is now 1-1. And that is definitely a ball. A little bit too out of the strike zone to the left. The count is now 2-1 as the score is still 0-0 here at the bottom of the second inning.
I gotta say, I'm a little surprised that Hensley's pitching 2 days in a row because Virginia Tech has seen a lot of her pitches and they're gonna know what to expect.
And that's a big hit down, and it's out of here. 1 home run for Jamie Bailey. It will be the 6th of the season for her.
She's feeling it. 2 days in a row.
That was a great hit going right over the left field as she comes back home. That was a wonderful hit for Bailey. The score is now 1-0 for the Hokies. After a little huddle at the mound, looks like Grace Chavez is up to bat for the Virginia Tech Hokies.
I gotta say, there's 4 freshmen up in a row in this lineup, but you can't really tell. They look well seasoned.
Grace Chavez with a wonderful batting average at .457, 5 home runs this season, 16 RBI. The freshman from Las Vegas, Nevada, up to bat, and that will be a 2-1 count.
Well, she's from Las Vegas. You know who else is from Las Vegas? A man who just got paid a lot of money, Bryce Harper, now with the Philadelphia Phillies.
We will see how that affects the Washington Nationals going into the season. Opening day just a couple days ago for the Major League Baseball. The count is now 3-0.
And the Phillies started out 1-0, getting the opening day win against Atlanta.
The count now 3-1.
Yeah, Hensley getting a little bit behind today. She seemed to have better command of her pitches yesterday.
She did play almost 5 innings yesterday. She might be a little fatigued. Not only does she pitch, she also bats. And Chavez will walk. 4 balls for Hensley. Seems like she needs to find her rhythm again after hitting that homer. Might have affected her psychologically as she throws 4 balls. Now we have the first baseman, Meredith Slaw, number 16, up to bat, the left-hander.
Well, it might be that Virginia Tech just knows what to expect. Now they've seen her 2 days in a row. They've seen a lot of pitches from her.
The wind picking up here in Blacksburg. It will be 1 strike. The Hokie fans not happy about that, feeling that the ball was a little too high out of the strike zone. But umpire Thompson calls it like he sees it. Oh, and that's a big hit, and she will be caught out by Funk. 1 out. Chavez goes back to first. Next, we have number 18, Mackenzie Lauder, a sophomore, averaging .308 this season. One out for the Hokies as they lead 1-0 at the bottom of the second. Good pitch by Hensley. Low ball will be a strike.
Yeah, she hit the corner right there. When you hit that corner, it's very tough for the hitters to do anything.
Oh, and she pops it up. The first baseman comes out, and she will fumble it. Chavez is running to second. Oh, another fumble. Chavez makes it a second, and Lauder makes it a first. 2 errors right there for the Cardinals. As 45, the first baseman fumbles what was a very high pop-up, and the catcher overthrows it to the second baseman.
Yeah, that was an interesting situation right there. I guess there is no infield fly rule here in softball because that would have been an automatic out, but the ball was dropped there by Hensley and it went into foul territory. Chung tried to throw out the runner at second base, but she was able to make it, and now it looks like we're going to have a pitch runner for Virginia Tech at second. That's going to be a couple of errors as well.
We have Al Velasquez out of Colorado back up to bat again, as we have 2 runners right now, 1 on second, 1 on first. There's a little huddle for Louisville right now going on. You know, they had that walk earlier in the home run. They might be trying to get everything back in order.
Right, and if you're Hensley, you got to be a little bit frustrated. That should have been an out right there, but just didn't quite happen. Probably just trying to get her composed as well. And it looks like Virginia Tech's trying to get some speed on the base paths. Kinsley Johnson comes in to run at second base.
Aviles Velasquez, number 9, up to bat. Today she is 1 for 1 with 2 home runs, averaging .371, and that will be a strike.
Yeah, she had a great at bat the last time up. Just hit a solid line drive into center field and able to get on, or actually hit a solid line drive that was actually tipped by the glove of Hensley. She dropped it, but wasn't quite able to make the play. Still a well-hit ball.
The count is now 1-1 with 1 out. The Hokies are still leading 1-0 at the bottom of the second. That is now 2-1.
Interesting win going up to left field. If she wants to hit it the opposite way, it's going to be tough for the left fielder Butler to play it.
And she pops it up. That is going right over everyone's head to the back of the park.
You see,
a foul ball for Velasquez.
She's thinking critically. She's trying to slice it a little bit because she knows she sees that wind going into left field. So trying to get some extra bases. You see Louisville very tight on the baselines right now.
And that is a high pitch. The count is now 3-2 for Velasquez.
The thing is, Hensley, none of these outs have been easy so far today. Last few innings have been tough for her.
Velasquez hits it, going down. Everyone's running. Looks like the bases will be loaded.
Great job there by Velasquez, just putting the barrel of that bat on the ball, just hitting a little looper into center field. Sometimes it's what it's all about. You don't have to try to hit home runs every time, just try to get on base.
Darby Troll is now up, a sophomore, with a great batting average, .451. 30 games played this season, 29 starts. The Hokies really rely on her hitting power.
You're absolutely right, and she's only a sophomore, so a lot to look forward to these next couple of years.
Strike 1 for Hensley. Still trying to find her mojo, trying to find her rhythm back.
And we always want to focus on, you always want to focus on the present, but the future, you just see all these underclassmen hitting so well. You got to be really excited if you're Darnold for Virginia Tech.
The count is now 1-1. Troll will probably be trying to look for a big play as the bases are loaded here right now at the bottom of the second. The Hokies lead by 1.
This is the toughest situation for a pitcher. Every pitch matters right here.
And a low hit down the middle. There will be a score. And Troll makes it safe to first base.
I think that's going to be another error.
It is now 2-0 for the Hokies. And the bases are still loaded. As Caitlin Nolan, the shortstop, senior, prepares to bat.
Yeah, double plays are tough in softball, but that's exactly what you wanted if you're Hensley. Yet again, another play missed by this Louisville defense. And a rare error there from Ferguson, usually pretty reliable at short.
Yesterday, it was the Cardinals taking an early lead, up 3-1 in the first 2 innings. Now it's the Hokies, and it's a foul ball.
And you got the meat of the order up right now. Caitlin Nolan, I mentioned before, 14 RBIs in her last 13 games. This is a great chance to add to that little stretch right now. She's had a great second half of the year.
Another pitch, and that is outside the strike zone. The count is now 1-1. 1 out so far only for the Hokies. They still have 2 more outs as the bases are once again loaded.
Keep the assembly line moving.
Winds up. The count is now 2-1.
Good job checking her swing there. Hensley looks like she's a little bit out of control right now, having a hard time throwing strikes, but you still got to be on the lookout.
There's definitely a win factor today that wasn't present last night. as the count is now 3-1.
This is the worst situation for a pitcher. You basically have to throw a strike. This is a great fastball count. Look for Strout to get the green light here.
And she hits it, and she will walk. That's the 4th ball, another point for the Hokies. As Lauder comes over, the bases are still loaded. As Emma Strout, the senior, steps up once again.
And now Caitlin Nolan now 15 RBIs in 14 games. She'll take it, whatever way she can get it.
Hensley must be frustrated. You know, that's her 2nd walk of the game today. She pitches one more. This time it is a good, strong pitch down the middle for strike 1.
You got to watch out for Bennett as well. 10 big flies on the season.
Oh, she pops it up right over our heads. Some kids will be looking for that ball.
Man, when are we ever going to get a ball?
Yeah.
I know it's going to be tough to get one with this netting right in front of us, but I got my glove ready just in case, Rodrigo.
We still have 5 more innings to go as we are at the bottom of the 2nd. The Hokies lead 3-0. And there's a good hit. Everyone makes it safe. Another point for the Hokies. As Al Velasquez crosses home plate. Wow, the bases are still loaded, and 4 points at the bottom of this inning right now with only 1 out so far for the Hokies.
Yeah, they're doing a good job there, putting the ball in play, hitting it into the gap. Great effort there from Ferguson to stop him from going into the outfield. Might have saved a run, but
she did dive, but she wasn't fast enough to get to the ball completely. Now we have Bennett up to bat. 10 home runs. I think she's tied for leading in the team, Jackson.
Nope, you're right. Yeah, in the lineup today. A lot of big flies in the middle of this Virginia Tech order.
And she hits it. It's a foul ball for number 8.
And, this is a great job from Virginia Tech, not letting their foot off the gas pedal. You got to take advantage of these this is what you call a golden opportunity with the bases loaded and the heart of your order up, the best hitters up.
0 for 1 today at bat, Bennett. As she hits, it looks like it's going down the first baseline. It will be called a foul ball. The count is now 0-2. Still only 1 out for the Hokies. Bases are loaded. Hensley winding up. And it's another hit right down the first baseline. Almost identical to the previous strike.
I know, it looks like she's trying to hit it the opposite way. You see, this is why Virginia Tech is such a great offensive team. They don't try to just hit it out every time. They just try to put it in play and hit it the opposite way, an art that's really getting lost in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, you definitely don't see that a lot. Louisville is another great team. Oh, the ball is going down. Another point for the Hokies. Bennett makes it a first base. Bases are still loaded as number 4 crosses home plate. That is now 5 points for the Hokies so far at the bottom of the 2nd. Another great play as bases are still loaded.
Keep the assembly line moving, Virginia Tech's offense.
Now Jamie Bailey,
flying.
number 2, is up to bat. What can you say about her, Jackson?
Well, she's got a lot of power, and that's why there's going to be a meeting right now for Louisville. They don't want to give up a grand slam right now, especially with how hot Bailey is right now, hitting homers in back-to-back days.
It took the Hokies about the 7 innings to get 5 points. Right now, the Hokies have 5 points at the bottom of the 2nd as they lead 5-0. Only 1 out so far.
Yep, there's been a couple of mistakes from Louisville, but otherwise they're doing a great job putting the ball in play and at least giving themselves a chance to score, finding some gaps, making it tough on this Louisville defense, which normally is a lot better than this.
Yeah, frustrating ending right now for Hensley, who normally strikes many people out.
Oh, it's amazing.
And it looks like Hensley will be subbed out as she is replaced by number 13. Danielle Watson now pitching for Louisville. She did come in and replace Hemsley at the end of the 5th inning last night, Jackson. She pitched very good last time. The Cardinals opting to take out Megan a little bit earlier as Danielle Watson prepares for her first pitch, the sophomore out of Oslo, Indiana.
Yeah, she pitched very well yesterday, and it's not surprising they didn't take long to make that move. One of the better bullpen pitchers in this league. She gave Virginia Tech a tough
And
time
it's
last
a
time.
pop-up over the middle, and that will be out number 2 for the Hokies.
A little bit too shallow, so the runner couldn't score. That's a terrific job there from Watson, getting that first out, not letting a runner come home.
Grace Chavez up to bat now. Good catch by Funk in the center field to get Bailey out. You know, Danielle Watson, only a sophomore this year, as a freshman, made 32 appearances with 19 starts, posted a 14-10 record. So a very talented pitcher. It must be you're a lucky team of the Cardinals if you have, not only a great pitcher in Megan Hensley, but also your backup in Danielle Watson.
Right, no, it definitely helps to have a good bullpen pitcher. Virginia Tech, I think, could have used the bullpen yesterday.
Yeah, that was Emberly pitching last night as Rochard stepped in today. Had a little problem with a finger or something, needed to tape it up, but able to strike out. Watson up. And foul ball for Chavez.
Yeah, Watson not wasting any time getting ahead of these batters, and I think that's why she's been more successful right now, and she's got great speed on her pitches. It's going to be a big change of pace for these Hokie hitters.
The count is now 0-2. 2 outs for the Hokies as they lead 5-0 at the bottom of the second. Wind up. Outside the strike zone. It will be the first ball. The count is now 1-2.
Yeah, Chavez, only a freshman, but they're giving her quite a few starts, 9 starts this season, and she's done well with it, her opportunity. 457 batting average and 5 homers.
16 RBI as she hits a foul ball. As we said, both the Cardinals and Hokies have placed a lot of trust into these young players, looking for a bright future, hopefully.
No, you're absolutely right. And the fact that they're 28-5 this year with this young of a roster.
Last night, Watson only gave up 2 hits and 1 run. As right now, the count is now 1-3. It's a strike, and the Hokies will be 5 runs and 4 hits. So that was a very impressive ending for the Hokies as we approach the top of the third. This is 33O Sports with Rodrigo, Aviles, and Jackson Pugh. We will be back shortly.
Welcome back to 3304 Sports, an active inning for the Hokies, bottom of the second, scoring 5 runs. We're in the top of the third now. Tech with a 5-0 lead against the Louisville Cardinals. Pitch swinging a looping fly ball into left field, going to be caught there by Strouth. An F7 to start the inning. Funk flies out. Rochard working very quickly, 1 gone.
Yeah, Funk, 2 home runs this season, 18 RBI. One of the better hitters for the Cardinals.
Looks like now we got Melton up, and we mentioned something interesting about Sydney Melton. Her batting stance is a lot like Ichiro Suzuki.
Yeah, she does have that approach where she runs up and tries to almost get like a slap hit.
That first pitch is outside for a ball. The count now 1-0. It's a Japanese style hitting approach. It's meant to try to get on base. That's
Yeah,
how Ichiro was so successful with it. Here's the 1-0.
Last night, 2 hits,
The ball
1
just
run
outside the count,
for
2-0.
Melton. Today she is 1 for 1.
And it's not surprising, a .327 batting average. The senior. Here's the 2-0. Rochard, here's the pitch. That one is in there for a strike right around the belt buckle area, and the count now 2-1. One gone, nobody on. Virginia Tech with a 5-0 lead here in the top of the third.
Yeah, the tape's still on Rochard's finger, but 40 pitches today, 3 strikeouts. She seems to be still doing well.
She's been a strikeout king. The pitch, swing a line drive, base hit right back up the middle. Nice job there from Cindy Melton.
She will get to first.
As Troll tosses it over to Bailey. And now runner on first for the Cardinals, and Melton, not somebody you want to have on first base. 17 steals on the year. That leads this loaded Louisville roster in terms of speed. So Lauder's going to have to keep her head up behind home plate for Virginia Tech. One gone, runner on first. Here's the pitch. That one missed high, and the count now 1-0.
You know, at bat we have Megan Hensley. Disappointing, to say the least, her second inning. But at bat, she's also very strong. So if the pitching's not working, maybe the batting will be working.
Yep. It was a tough inning for her. Also, a couple of errors probably hurt her as well. That pitch is in there for a strike, and the count now 1-1. In fact, a couple of those runs will be unearned.
3 home runs for Hensley this season, 21 RBIs.
Melton still on first. Getting ready to take a lead. She takes off. That ball fouled away behind home plate. That one's going to go towards the indoor track and field facility, which is very nice here at Virginia Tech. And we got a couple of Rugrats chasing after the ball. The count 1-2. One gone, Melton still on first. You better believe she's looking to steal here. Louisville just trying to get on the board. The 1-2. Another foul ball sliced behind home plate.
That is exactly what the Cardinals need at this point, you know, going 5 runs down. They will hope to be able to rally and get some points on the board in this inning.
And, you know, this is a big series for Louisville. If they could win this series against Virginia Tech, that would certainly help their NCAA tournament hopes and get them back in the ACC standings. The pitch, another foul ball. So Hensley playing spoiler here, trying to run up Rochard's pitch count. The count now 1-2 still. Well, it's getting a little bit cloudier, a little bit breezier here in Blacksburg, but that's the way the weather always is. You can never tell if it's too hot, too cold, and spring can't seem to decide if it wants to show up or not. That pitch is low and inside for a ball. The count now 2-2.
Still a beautiful day here at Tech Softball Park, right across Lane Stadium and Castle Coliseum, where the men's basketball team plays. Disappointing result for them last night against Duke.
Yeah, but still a great season, one of the best in team history. And now Rochard with the 2-2. Here's the pitch. Swinging a high fly ball, deep left field. That one's going to go foul. Makes its way all the way over to Lane Stadium. Almost at a black SUV going across the road. You got to be careful driving around here, especially with all the home runs Virginia Tech has been hitting this season. Probably a lot of car damage that this team has caused.
Don't be surprised if you're driving down Beamer Way and see a softball flying right toward your windshield.
Right. It's not an Oscar Bradburn punt that's going to be coming out of Lane Stadium. It's going to be one of these softballs. The count 2-2. Hensley spoiling off a lot of pitches. And this is the 7th pitch of the at-bat.
You know the Hokies 28-5.
Breaking ball in there for strike 3. Beautiful pitch there from Rochard. A breaking ball that fell right off the table. 2 gone. Runner stays on first, and they keep, most importantly, they keep Melton at first base.
Yep. The Hokies 28-5, you know, a lot of fans out here supporting them. You know, very talented young group of young ladies. One of the better seasons in recent memory.
No, you're 100% correct there, Rodrigo. Now here's the first pitch. Misses down low, 1-0 here to Caitlin Ferguson, junior shortstop, batting .268 on the season. 2 homers, 18 RBIs. And now the umpire comes up to the mound, and
looks like Rochard's having a problem with that finger again.
Yeah, Rochard had to take a few minutes earlier to get that finger wrapped up. It looks like it might be the same situation here.
Maybe it needs to be taped up again or something.
You wonder if it's a blood issue. Meanwhile, she leaves her glove on the field. She goes into the dugout. I guess we'll take a quick break. All right, so let's talk a little bit more about March Madness going on today. So Michigan State going to be facing Duke. I know the folks in Blacksburg heartbroken that it's not Virginia Tech taking on Michigan State, but it's going to be interesting to see how Zion Williamson matches up against that tough blue-collar Michigan State defense, and Nick Ward's going to have a big role today.
Yeah, a couple injuries for the Spartans last night, but they'll be looking to keep their hopes alive heading into the Final Four. But nothing to be ashamed of for the Hokie boys. 3 straight NCAA tournament appearances, first time in program history. As we said previously, the 4th seed was the highest for the Hokies. So nothing to be ashamed of there. They did a great job, made the school very proud.
Yep, and a school that was not too proud last night, University of North Carolina. What a shocking loss to Auburn last night. I did not see a 17-point loss coming in. My bracket, quite frankly, didn't either. That was not helpful for it.
A lot of brackets were definitely messed up last night for sure, Jackson. Mine has been shot since the beginning.
And to think that Auburn just beat New Mexico State by 1 point, sometimes you got to get lucky in this tournament. You have to eke by. Duke has had to eke by twice now. That's what makes March Madness the best time of year.
That is why they call it madness. You'll never know what's going to happen. There's always upsets and Cinderellas. Wonderful tradition in American sports history, just like the MLB opening day, which was last Thursday, of course.
That's right. Let's get a little bit more into that. So, some notable matchups. The Phillies defeated the Atlanta Braves. Those are going to be a couple of very good teams in the NL East, especially with Bryce Harper now heading to Philadelphia.
Yeah, the Phillies acquiring Bryce Harper in this postseason. Harper finally leaving the Nationals after many seasons there, as Rochard is back up to pitch.
Yep, we're ready. All right, 1-0, 2 outs, runner on first base. That ball popped up. Second base side, Bailey, the wind blowing, but Bailey able to get under it. Nice job there, and that's going to end the frame. We'll head to the bottom of the third. Virginia Tech with a 5-0 advantage here against Louisville. You're listening to 3304 Sports, and we'll be back. Welcome back to the beautiful Appalachian Mountains here of Southwest Virginia, or the Blue Ridge Mountains, whatever you want to call it. And the Hokies have a 5-0 lead here in the bottom of the third against the Louisville Cardinals. Virginia Tech trying to avenge last night's loss. That was a tough one as they lost in the final inning of play. Louisville scored a couple of runs to take the 7-5 lead. Eberle got the complete game but was unable to get the win.
Yeah, tonight Keely Rochard is up to pitch, having a good game despite what seems to be a small injury on one of her fingers. She has it taped up.
Yeah, you're starting to wonder if the Hokies can really build up their advantage if you consider taking Rochard out of the game, if this really is a problem, because you don't want to risk injury. But I suppose if it's just a blood issue or something like that, you might as well keep going with her. So up to hit first in this inning, it's going to be number 16, Meredith Slaw, the first baseman. And Slaw, only a freshman. This is going to be her 10th start of the year, batting .297 on the year. First pitch, a little breaking ball, misses high. They count 1-0.
Yeah, the Cardinals took Watson out of the game, and now we have Kira Snyder pitching, who's usually the first baseman. We'll see how she does, as she got a ball on her first pitch.
The 1-0. That pitch in there for a strike on the outside part of the plate. They count now 1-1. And good job catching that. I actually did not see that. You're absolutely right. That's right. Kyra Snyder now into pitch, a sophomore. The pitch, ground ball, first base side, foul. I noticed, like, the first pitch was a little bit slow. Usually Watson throws fireballs out there, but I guess they didn't want to get her for 2 days in a row. You want to save her pitch count.
Yeah, they might be saving Watson for the later innings.
That's a tough decision for a lot of coaches. Sometimes you have to concede the pitch. Check swing, ground ball to first base. Awkward, and now flip over to first just in time from Bailey to Slaw. Slaw almost beat that one out. Or excuse me, that was Newman to Snyder. 4-3. Slaw almost beat it out.
Mackenzie Lauder's now up to bat, number 18, a sophomore out of South Boston, Virginia.
And now Mackenzie Lauder, a sophomore, batting .308 on the season. One gone, nobody on. And this is the first time this season the Hokies have faced Kyra Snyder. A breaking ball, slow eephus pitch that's in there for a strike, and the count now 0-1.
Yeah, Lauder played in 16 games, drawing 16 starts as a catcher, even collecting a hit against NC State earlier in the month.
Here's the 0-1. Ground ball chopper to third, hit right to Melton, and Melton fires over to Snyder. That's a 5-3 from third to first, and there's 2 gone, nobody on.
Well, this is exactly what the Cardinals want. They have 2 outs already. Snyder seems to be pitching very well for first time we've seen her. Al Velasquez now back, top of the order.
She has a couple of hits today, couple of singles. But you notice a little change of pace as the pitch is a little bit slower here from Snyder. First pitch in there for a strike on the lower outside part of the plate. The count now 0-1. Yeah, sometimes as a coach, it's tough not to put your best pitchers in the game, but you have to save them up for the season, and you don't want to say you're conceding games. But it's tough not to put your best horses out there. And that pitch a little bit outside, but it's in there for a strike. And the count now 0-2. So Snyder doing a good job getting ahead here.
Snyder, a sophomore out of Lake Forest, California. Went to Mission Viejo High School.
Check swing, and that one fouled away. You're seeing a lot of check swings here against Snyder. Virginia Tech looks a little bit uncertain facing Kyra.
Her freshman year played in 52 games with 51 starts as a first base or pitcher.
So Al Velasquez now still with an 0-2 count, staying alive. Velasquez looking to be a law enforcement officer, studying criminology here at Virginia Tech.
Very noble profession.
Here's the 0-2. Fly ball, that one's going to be foul. And caught by a little boy from Cave Springs, Virginia.
Last time Snyder was pitching was in Radford, actually. She did get the win, pitched 3 innings, only registering 1 hit.
Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss.
And that is a
nice
quick
breaking ball there in the lower outside part of the plate. A swing and a miss from Velasquez, and she strikes out. We'll head to the top of the 4th. The Hokies still with a 5-0 advantage here against Louisville. We'll be right back here on 3304 Sports, and my pal Rodrigo will take over the mic.
Welcome back to 3304 Sports. I'm Rodrigo Aviles alongside Jackson Pugh. As Chung just hit a pop ball and was caught out by the pitcher, Rochard.
Yeah, hey, that helps out Rochard. If she wants to go deep in this game, getting 1 pitch outs, that's very helpful. And she has better command of her pitches, so I think Louisville wants to attack early.
Snyder up to bat, who was just pitching in the last inning. Also the first baseman for the Louisville Cardinals.
She did a pretty good job.
The count is now 1-0. Rochard with a taped finger. It seemed to be bothering her in the first couple innings, but she has been pitching almost perfectly today.
Lights out, only 2 hits, and both of those in the first inning.
And it's popped out. It looks like it's out of the park. It will be a home run for Snyder as she runs the bases. Points on the board finally for the Cardinals. What a solid hit by Snyder, going right over everyone's head, right onto Beamer Way.
Yeah, that's her 2nd home run of the season. Not really expected that she'd hit one out of the park, but she got a good hold of that one. Just barely cleared the fence, and Louisville's now on the board.
That was a great hit. Seeing those hits is what makes us love this sport of softball.
No, you're 100% right, and what a job Snyder's doing both on the mound and behind home plate.
Casey Greenwood is now up to bat. Ball 1 for Rochard.
Yeah, you're Rochard, you were smooth sailing there, and now all of a sudden you give up that home run. It's going to be important that she keeps herself composed.
First run of the day for Rochard as the Hokies lead 5-1 at the top of the 4th. Good ball. Oh, nope.
I thought for sure
the Hokie fans getting a little upset over that as the umpire calls it a ball.
It looks like everyone was really surprised that was a ball. Looked like it was high in the strike zone. Maybe it was around the letter area, but they decided to call it a ball.
Oh, and it's popped up right over our heads. Going right into the track and field facility, it looks like, of the Hokie Athletics.
Man, it looks nice from the windows that I'm seeing. We'll have to check it out after the game, Rodrigo.
We will. Beautiful facilities we have here at Virginia Tech. Lane Stadium, as we said, right across from this softball park, as that will be the third ball. The count is now 3-1.
No, it's a credit to Whit Babcock and the job that he's done here, bringing in some excellent coaches and also improving the facilities. Football indoor facility, Jamerson, very nice right now.
Very beautiful facility. As the Cardinals will walk. That's the fourth ball for Rochard. It will be her first walk of the day. Butler up now for the Cardinals. 2 homers, 6 RBIs, batting average of 128. Rochard with the pitch. Oh, low and solid.
Boy, that had some velocity on it, though. That surprised both of us.
Very, very fast pitch right there. Putting a lot into it.
Where's the radar guns? I don't see any around here.
Would love to get a measurement on that. Rochard winding up. Ooh, solid strike right there. The count is now 1-1. 1 out. Hokies lead 5-1 at the top of the fourth.
Yeah, it looked like Butler was trying to get a really big swing on that for whatever reason. You know, when a pitcher's throwing that high of a speed, your goal as a hitter should just be to get the bat on the ball because the ball will carry itself with as much velocity as it has.
Yep. Oh, and it's popped up right in between everyone at the top of the center field as Butler makes it a first base.
That was the right approach right there. She must have been listening to me or her batting coach, whoever. I don't know. But she just tried to put the ball in play. And
you know, Jackson, very, very smart with this game. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if Louisville's listening into this. Us here at 3304 Sports.
We need Tony Romo here. I wonder how much of this game Tony Romo could predict.
That is very true. Had some very good predictions over the AFC championships as Newman is up to bat, the lefty. Ball a little bit to the right of the strike zone.
This is the first time we've really seen Rochard struggle today. She struggled a little bit in the first, but was able to work out of the jam.
You got to wonder if that finger is bothering her. You know, she's had it taped up. She's had to take maybe 1 or 2 breaks as she winds up. But she gets a great strike right there. The count is now 1-1 with 1 out.
Yeah, Virginia Tech had the bullpen warming up earlier. You know, it is important to get the bullpen a little bit of action because you're going to need it later in the season. It's not quite like the MLB where you need a bunch of pitchers on your roster, but still, you'd just like to have a bunch of different arms out there. It's always tough as a pitcher to face the lineup the second time through.
Oh, small bunt, but it'll be a foul ball for Newman.
Trying to catch the Hokies off guard there.
As we said time and time again, that's one thing that this Cardinals, they're great at. It's that small ball, you know, the steals, the bunts. They're very efficient at it.
Yeah, second in the ACC in steals with 62 on the year, but so far Virginia Tech has held them in check. No bunt, only 1 sacrifice bunt today and no steals so far.
Yeah, Rochard's only allowed 1 run so far. As she winds up, and it's a foul ball skying right over the third base line. Another souvenir for the children playing out back.
Those kids are lucky. We're stuck up here in the booth and we don't get to get any balls.
Well, you know, we're stuck up here, but it is a great day here in Blacksburg.
That's true.
The sun is not too strong. The clouds have seemed to come up here at Tech Softball Park. Rochard winds up, another foul ball. Looks like Newman was really trying to get some power behind that one. Maybe looking for the homer.
No, you're right.
You know, they had the chance at 3 points to put this game, you know, only 1 behind the Hokies. Right now they're down by 4. The score is 5-1 for the Hokies at the top of the fourth.
Yeah, but like I mentioned, Louisville trying to chip away at this lead. This is a golden opportunity to do it right now. And now you got the top of the order coming up after Newman here.
Yeah, Celine Funk coming up next. Oh, that's a good hit. Looks like it will be a foul ball, though.
Yeah, Bennett tried to reach over to make that catch, but I think we mentioned that breeze going into left field. Do you see that American flag going wild over there? It's going to be pretty tough to track the ball, especially if it's hit to the opposite field. Looked like that ball was drifting away from Bennett at third base.
Maddie Newman, a sophomore from Indiana. She was named to the ACC All-Freshman team last year, finished 6th on the team with a 3.15 batting average, as the Hokies fans are upset once again over the umpire's call. Felt like it should have been a strike. The count is now 2-2 with 1 out.
You mentioned she's from the state of Indiana, not too far from Louisville, but Louisville's an attractive destination for baseball fans all around, as that's where the Louisville Slugger is, a famous bat.
Rochard winds up one more time. That is the 3rd ball. The count is now 3-2.
This is excellent at bat here from Maddie Newman. She might get out here, but this is one of those things that doesn't show up in the stat column. But she's giving Rochard a very tough time and making her work for this out.
Yeah, Maddie Newman, of course, hitting that double last night against the Hokies. Oh, that is 3-3 now. You know, as a pitcher, you know this one. You know, when you have that count 3-2, you know, you always want to get a good pitch, and Rochard, brilliant pitch right there to strike her out.
Looked like a little change up there in the lower part of the zone, dropped right off the table, and there was no way Newman was catching up with that.
Celine Funk now up to bat, the center field for the Cardinals. Ooh, she hits it right to Rochard, and she will be out. Out at first base. That is 3 outs for the Hokies, as we will now approach the bottom of the 4th. The score is 5-1. Welcome back to 3304 Sports. I'm Rodrigo Aviles alongside Jackson Pugh, and it's a beautiful day here at Tech Softball Park. Up to bat, we have Darby Troll, 0 for 2 today, as Snyder comes back to pitch once again. You know, what a versatile player she is. Not only is she the first baseman, a great hitter, and she's also pitching today.
Doing a good job, too, a little bit of off-speed stuff.
The count is now 2-0.
Looked like she tried to get a little bit of speed on that, but she missed it high.
The 3rd pitcher in 4 endings for the Cardinals. They started off with Megan Hemsley, moved on to Watson, and now Snyder's taken over with a 3rd ball. The count is now 3-1, 0 outs, as the Hokies lead 5-1 at the bottom of the 4th.
It's interesting. If you're Snyder, you know, you just hit that home run, but sometimes you spend a little bit too much time in the dugout. That's the worst thing that can happen as a pitcher.
Oh, yeah, and that's 4 straight balls, as Troll will walk to first base.
If you're in fact, if you're a pitcher, you prefer it to be a quick inning where you score runs, but
up next, we have Caitlin Nolan.
Nolan is a ribeye king, 14 RBIs in her last 13 games. Had an RBI double yesterday and an RBI single today, or RBI walk today.
You can't say too many good things of her hitting, as she pops one up. It's going right into the crowd right in front of us. Ooh, looked like it might have hit some children over there. Looks like a little girl might have gotten hurt by that stray ball. Hopefully she will be okay. Maybe just a little sting. The count is now 1-0.
Hopefully she's all right.
A great hit popped up, and she will be caught out, Nolan. First out for the Cardinals.
It looked like Bailey had a little bit of problems playing that ball. She backed up a little bit. That's why they always teach you to back up as an infielder or an outfielder. But then it came in on her a little bit, almost like a boomerang.
Yeah. You know, the cloud cover's making the sun not look too bad, as a medic actually comes here to check up on the little girl that was hit by the ball.
Scary situation.
As the ball's popped up. Oh, and there's an error at the second base. Looked like she could have been tagged out. Hokies now have runners on first and second, as we have Kelsey Bennett, a freshman, up to bat. Kelsey Bennett averaging .404 this season.
She's been a power king as well. 10 big flies on the year. That's tied for the most on this team.
Today she is 1-2. Winds up, and it's a good hit, and it looks like it will be going over the fence. That will be 3 points for the Hokies. What a great hit by Bennett. This will be her 11th homer of the season as she rounds home plate. That is 3 points for the Hokies, 3 runs.
Man, I must be Tony Romo because I was talking about how well she hits home runs, and then what happens?
She hits the home run. The score is now 8-1 at the bottom of the 4th.
I'm clearly like Tony Romo. I just predict everything. No, I'm just messing with you. I'll never get to that point. But
hey, don't count yourself out, Jackson. That's why we're here at 33O Sports, getting some reps in. The fans are going crazy. That was a great hit by Bennett. She hit it right over the Homewood Suite sign.
Yep, you're right.
Jamie Bailey's now up 1-2 today. Ooh, fast pitch right there. It'll be a ball, though, for Snyder.
Yeah, that was just a great job by Bennett, pulling it over to left field, taking advantage of that little jet stream going on in left field.
Yeah, you know, oh, she pops it up again. Going down, it's going to hit the wall. She runs, she's running, she's going to make it a second. Good hit right there by Bailey. A double.
So now Bailey today, a double and a homer. If she gets a single and a triple, that's going to be tough in only a couple of innings, but it's always nice when you're flirting with the cycle.
Of course, Jackson, and now we have number 28, Grace Chavez, up to bat. 5 home runs this season, 16 RBIs. Snyder winds up. Ooh, she hits it right down. It's a low ball. It's a home plate, but Chavez makes it a first. As Bailey made it to third. And now we have Meredith Slaw up to bat, the lefty. You know, the Hokies, man, they're just getting solid contact today, and that's exactly what you want in these types of games.
No, you're right. They doing a great job right there, hitting it right up the batter's box. They've gotten hits in all kinds of different ways. They've hit balls into the gap. They've hit homers. They've gotten a couple of infield hits. They've gotten a little bit of help from the Louisville defense, but so far the Hokie offense, this looks like what we came here to see. This looks like what the fans paid their tickets for. Come see some big flies.
Yep. The Hokie fans will definitely be happy with this performance so far. As Snyder started her first inning, letting 0 hits. Now she's allowed 3 hits and 3 runs.
Yeah, and if you're Louisville, you're worried right now about a mercy rule, because right now Virginia Tech is up by 7, and you have to be up by 8 to get that mercy. We're only in the 4th inning as well, so Louisville's got some work to do if they want to keep this game going.
Yep. We have Bailey on third base for the Hokies, and a pinch runner just came in at first base for the Hokies, and Meredith Slaw getting ready to bat.
Yeah,
Snyder
so
winding up.
Yep.
And, looks like the pinch runner, number 21, was able to steal second. You know, that's something Louisville excels at. Looks like the Hokies are giving them a taste of their own medicine.
Yeah, it's always tough for the defense when you have runners on first and third, because if the catcher throws over to second, then the runner from third base can easily score to go home. It's called a double steal.
That is correct. Oh, she hits it right over the head of Funk. That's 1 base, 2 bases. A double for Slaw as the Hokies score 2 runs on that play. The score is now 10-1.
And if the Hokies can get a shutout in the next inning or give up fewer than 1 run, they get the mercy rule. And
yes.
They get the win.
Looked like Funk might have overestimated that as the ball soared right over her head. A great hit from Meredith as a pinch runner will be coming in.
Looks like it's going to be Jada Crittenton.
Jada Quinnan coming in as the pinch runner on second base as Mackenzie Lauder prepares to bat.
Yeah, that was an interesting play. Funk ran up to try to catch that line drive. That's always a tough play for the center fielder, but also with the wind picking up the ball. That's why they teach you as an outfielder to go back on the ball but it's tougher with line drives.
Yeah, of course you can't knock Funk. She's caught about 2 outs, I think, today. That's a really good strike from Snyder. She's going to be looking to get back into her rhythm, allowing 5 runs this inning. She winds up one more time, and it's a good hit right down the middle, as looks like Lauder will be called out. But double O for the Hokies makes it a third. That's 2 outs right now. At bat, we will have, back at the top of the order, Al Velasquez.
Actually, looks like we might have a pinch
looks
hitter.
like we're having a pinch hitter. It's Kana Davis from Harrisonburg, Virginia, getting ready to hit. Sophomore here at Virginia Tech.
Communications major looking to be a broadcaster like us, perhaps.
You know, a lot of these student athletes, just like Kana, they work very hard, not only on the pitch, but off the pitch in their studies.
You're 100% right about that.
And it looks like that will be a little bit high for ball 1. Kana loosening up. 1 RBI this season for her, as she averages 226.
And it's definitely the right call for the Hokies to get some of their younger players that don't normally start some action here. I know Kana usually gets some good minutes, but the more at bats, the better.
Yep. You know, the score is now 10 runs to 1 here at the bottom of the 5th. Excuse me, bottom of the 4th. The count is now 2-1, 2 outs. Snyder will be hoping to strike out Davis here, as there is a runner on third. And Kana hits it right down the middle. She will be out right at first base. The pinch runner did not make it on time. No points there. But still an impressive inning for the Hokies as they score 5 points once again. For 3304 Sports, I'm Rodrigo Aviles with Jackson Pugh as we enter the top of the 5th. Thank you.
Welcome back here to 3304 Sports. I'm Jackson Pugh with Rodrigo Aviles. Top of the 5th inning. Hokies leading 10-1, looking for the mercy rule. Swinging a line drive, base hit. An opening base hit for the inning for Riley Schneider.
Yeah, that was Sydney Melton.
Or Sydney Melton, excuse me. My bad, Sydney Melton. I noticed that swing, that Ichiro Suzuki swing where she runs up towards the mound. And
the redshirt senior from Columbus, Ohio, makes it a first base. Now we have Megan Hensley, number 10, up to bat.
Columbus, Ohio, the site of the Ohio State Buckeyes. And now here's Hensley up to bat. The pitch is going to be right down Main Street for a strike, and the count 0-1.
Yeah, Megan Hensley, another senior from Ashland, Kentucky.
Right down the road, and now the count 0-1. Runner on first, nobody out. Virginia Tech with a 10-1 lead. The pitch, that ball popped up foul behind home plate. Everyone ducking their heads as that ball goes behind the booth, and the count now 0-2. And Hensley 0 for 1 on the day. She took a walk earlier, but struck out in her other at bat.
Yeah, and Hensley from Paul Blazer High School. Last year, an all ACC first team selection and an NFCA all Southeast region third team selection.
The 0-2 is high for a ball, and the count now 1-2. A little junk pitch there. Rochard trying to get what would be a complete game with 5 innings pitched. If she can hold Louisville to no runs, it would be a mercy rule. The pitch, swinging a fly ball. That one goes foul as well. Over towards the intramural soccer fields here at Virginia Tech. And the count stays at 1-2.
5 hits on the day for Rochard, only allowing 1 run with 5 strikeouts.
Virginia Tech's defense also playing at a high level, not committing any errors so far. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. The throw over to second base. going to be in time. One gone. Runner still on first. So essentially Hensley just replaces Melton, and actually that's preferable for Virginia Tech because Hensley does not have the speed that Melton has. So that should help
Melton,
him.
one of the top in the nation for stealing bases.
Actually, my mistake. It looks like Melton will still be on first base. One out, runner on first.
Ferguson up to bat, 0 for 2 today.
First pitch is inside for a ball. Ferguson backs out on the count 1-0. Runner on first, top of the 5th inning. Virginia Tech with a 10-1 lead. One gone. Wouldn't be surprised if Melton tried to steal here, especially with a game being 10-1. That pitch is just outside for a ball, on the count now 2-0. Well, Virginia Tech will return here tomorrow for a 1 o'clock game, and that game will decide who wins. Well, barring anything absolutely miraculous here today, that will likely decide who wins this 3-game series. There's a line drive out to left field. That one's going to be a sliding catch. Did she make the catch? She did! Oh, what a catch there from the left fielder Strouth on a line drive. A sliding catch, and there's 2 gone. That was a web gem.
That was a great catch. Great effort right there on the plate to make that diving catch to get her out.
And now 2 gone. Melton sticks around at first base. I bet she was hoping to come home. And now
we have some new faces up to bat today.
A new batter in the game. It's going to be Madison Casino with 2 outs, in Louisville trying to get some experience as well.
Yeah, Casino, the senior from Franklin, North Carolina.
Transfer from Mississippi State.
Yep.
The pitch.
Oh,
there's a
she
pop-up.
Pops it up. That looks like it's coming in
going
West
into foul
Jackson.
play. And it's going to be caught by a lady from Richmond, Virginia. Mary Highland from Richmond, Virginia makes the catch, and the count 0-1. You gotta be watching. There's been a lot of souvenirs here today. A little bit of a scary incident. Hopefully that girl's okay. The count 0-1, 2 gone, and out here would end it as Virginia Tech looking for that mercy rule.
Yeah, Casal.
Roland's been on fire. The pitch and swinging a
Misses
foul
right there.
ball. The count 0-2, and Louisville now down to their last strike.
What a game by Rochard.
And the crowd recognizes it. Yeah, Rochard's been terrific.
Who had that injury on her finger. She still has it taped up. It seemed to affect her. Had to take about 2 breaks, but pitching a very good game today with 6 strikeouts.
Here's the 0-2. Winds up. The pitch. Swing and a miss. She got her on strikes. A little bit of high cheddar there, but the batter was lactose intolerant, and that will end the game. Virginia Tech wins off a mercy rule by a score of 10-1. Rochard gets the win. Hensley gets the loss. Thank you for joining us here tonight. We'll be back with you at 1 p.m. I'm Jackson Pugh with my partner,
Rodrigo Aviles. Thanks for having us.
Yep, thank you all so much for listening. We look forward to the game tomorrow, which will decide the series between these 2 teams. We'll see you tomorrow afternoon.